She's 70 years old, you know, and a long journey, 12 hours. She packed everything, put it in the luggage.
The rest are going to be seized off her, okay?
I don't care. Okay, cigarette, take her over. Okay, but the rest, I make her cry like that.
Shannon Airport is a popular destination for those travelling to the southern counties in Ireland, and the customs teams work round the clock on the front line, making sure that nothing gets through that shouldn't. It's busy at the airport today, and its 40 check-in desks, 5 baggage carousels and 14 boarding gates are at full capacity.
We'll just stick your bags through the X-ray a quick minute, okay?
Dermot McGrath and Niamh Howard are manning the channels, and as they wait for the passengers, Dermot's reminiscing about some of the more famous travellers he's met.
John Travolta lands here now and again. I had a nice chat with Kate Winslet here one day. My English rose.
And Niamh is busy practicing her language skills.
Travelling alone? Solomon?
Yes.
D'accord. Combien de jours in our land?
Two.
Okay. D'accord.
Okay.
Au revoir. I have about 10 words, is all I have.
Je suis.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Un peu. Flight just landed there from Malaga and Heathrow. We'll just be looking at probably a few of the passengers from Malaga. It's got a potential there for a lot of things, tobacco, drugs. We've had some good seizures off it over the years. How are you?
Yeah, if people were fidgeting or moving around a lot, or, you know, if they had kind of nervous energy, you'd pick it up. Just their behaviour. Are they acting a bit different to everyone else? Do they seem nervous?
Yeah, I'd be fairly good now at asking the questions and figuring out if the answer. I'm not a lie detector, but how you doing there? Yeah. Passport there, please. Have you friends here?
Eh?
Have you friends here?
Friends? No, I am
You're just here for a holiday, yeah?
only from my own.
On your own. Okay, we'll just have a look over here. Will you talk to this lady here just for a minute? Just talk to this girl here. Just get in the ups and downs of his holiday here, where he's going and all that. Just for 1 minute, okay?
But no family, no friends, no. Okay.
I have a little question mark there about that. We just have to basically get to the bottom of. He's a few trips done here.
You've been to Canada? You're 9?
Are you working?
At the moment, no.
You're not working, no?
At the moment.
Okay. How do you pay for your holiday?
I have got business in Spain.
You have a business in Spain.
Yes.
It's not good, no?
Eh?
Is business good?
Yes.
So you are working, so?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said you weren't working.
I have a country with my
Yeah.
brothers. One.
I have a problem with him. I'll bring him in there in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. His story isn't really adding up at all so far. He said at one stage he's not working, and then he said he owns his own business with his brother. So, you know, he's not consistent in his answers. Just doesn't add up yet. Wouldn't be happy as yet now as to his reasons for being here. You just come in here for a minute. You come with us for a minute. Okay, in here. We'll bring him to another room now. We'll interview him, and so far everything he's saying is it's just not adding up. You're being held here under Section 29 of the Finance Act 1971. Do you understand that? We need to ask questions. We need to get responses, okay? We need to establish that you don't have any narcotics.
There are over 1,000 ferry sailings to and from Irish ports every month. And when dockside, Curiosity is Custom Officer Jerry McGrath's most valuable asset.
I have a sense of nosiness, and I just have to find out, why is this here? Why is this person has this? There's a lot of work involved, but it's what makes us tick.
Today, he's checking cargo coming off a recently docked ferry and pulls over a courier van operating between Poland and Ireland.
What have you in the back, sir? Show me, yep. You want to open everything here, take everything out, okay?
Okay.
Now, you help me there, sir, we take these out. Foodstuffs. I know by even looking at it, I'd say it's just full of food, jars. As I expected, preserves and stuff. Pickles, yeah. Pickled beetroot. You just don't know, you could have a box down there, could be full of cigarettes. You just don't know.
A lot of the boxes are sealed, so sniffer dog Ralph and handler Denny Lawler arrive to help speed things up. With the van almost empty, the team suddenly spot something unusual.
Six coffins. Six coffins. Do you know what's inside in the coffin? No. It's clean. It's clean. Okay. Okay.
It's not uncommon to see coffins coming through, because I've opened coffins before. And there was Lithuanians came in there last year. They were coming in to collect 2 bodies, but they had the 2 coffins in the back of a van. So we actually opened them and we had to look. So it'd be ideal to bring stuff in it, because most people would be afraid to touch a coffin.
Okay, sir. Do you know what's in them?
I don't know.
You want to X-ray this? Scan with machine to look in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Philip, just 6 coffins, 6 in the front. What is all that here? It's 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, so I wonder. Very interested in that. When we X-rayed them, it did show up a nice image. We could see 6 coffins, but actually inside the coffin, it was like a flat layer at the bottom, all the way along, and then at the top, it was a little square box. It actually showed up, it was very dense and compacted. It definitely merited a further look. We wanted to know exactly what was in there. This one.
This?
These 2. This one and this one.
This?
They were wrapped and he had a cloth around them, and that's why, yeah, they were a lot different than the normal ones. I'm not a coffin connoisseur, thank God, but no, they were a lot different. Top here. They were very securely sealed. The top of them, they had to be screwed off. It's part and parcel of our job. This is it. This is what I see. You know, there is a bit of eeriness about it, but you know, it's just a job. It has to be done. You know. We were thinking loose tobacco.
It's wood.
It's chip. It's wood chip. Yes.
Yes, chip wood. Yeah.
This is what we see. Huh? All wood chip. It was actually sawdust. Actually, little fine crumbs of sawdust inside it. Oh, wood chip in the pillow.
That's the same.
It's the same. Okay. That's okay. Thank you. That's grand. We close. It's part of the job. You see everything every day. Brings different things.
Can I go now? There's no need for that now.
Off. Close it.
It is closed.
You opened it, you close it.
Next time, have a bit of manners and respect when you're walking through, if you don't mind. Don't be telling the customers off.
At Shannon, officers are questioning a passenger travelling from Spain, but are not convinced he's a tourist.
Since 7 years, all the summers I have been here in Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Because I like very much this country.
That's good, yeah.
Okay.
That's good, yeah. Yeah. And
I don't like. I don't like now. I
Yeah.
don't like now. Never
Yeah.
Okay.
anymore.
That's okay. That's up to
Anymore.
you. We're just not happy with the answers we're getting. Your answers are not consistent. Okay? Do you understand that?
You see, you tell me that you're not working, and then you tell me you have a company.
Can you understand now why you're here? We need to establish that you don't have any narcotics, okay? We need to ask questions. We need to get responses, okay? That helps the process.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you use narcotics? You don't smoke cannabis,
What
no?
did you say? I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't
Yeah.
anything.
So you don't use drugs, no?
No.
That's okay, that's fine. Why do you spend money on holidays? How can you afford it?
I don't know. It's normal to take money for holidays, no?
We're
That's why
here
we're
to find out.
I am only a tourist.
Yeah.
Only a tourist. For 7 years. I like very much Ireland.
Yeah,
Okay.
Very much.
yeah.
What problem?
No, the problem is we need to establish that you are only a tourist. We need to establish you don't have any narcotics, okay? We need to establish that. Turns out he's unemployed. He does a few trips to here and to England, and you know, if you're unemployed, you don't normally do that kind of travel, so that doesn't add up. Said he's here on a walking holiday. Looking in his bag, there's only slippers. There's no sign of any walking boots or any outdoor gear for that kind of activity. So certainly, you know, there's questions there to be answered.
The DPD parcel delivery depot in the Irish Midlands handles almost 13 million parcels a year, and it's regularly monitored by the nearby Tullamore Customs team. Tonight, Officer Ger Ryan is working the late shift.
It's about 8:30 at the moment, and we'd expect to be here until about 2:30 tomorrow morning. We get an average of 10 to 12 lorries coming in from the UK, and each lorry contains a couple of thousand packages, and we'd hope to examine all of those, hopefully. I suppose the first thing we're interested in is drugs. There's a number of other items that we're looking for as well. The illegal importation of prescription medicines, excisable products, for example, alcohol and cigarettes, on which there's no duty paid. And we're interested in prohibited goods, guns and stuff like that, pornography. So we're hoping for a good, successful night, and then we won't be here too late. We're looking to see where the parcel is coming from. At this point, we have a fair idea that most of the stuff is legitimate traffic. A lot of shoes and clothes and stuff like that coming in. There's wine contained in this. It's a private importation of wine. It's unaccompanied, and the duty has not been paid on it, and therefore it's liable to seizure straight away. They must be having a party, huh? Not for a while, not with all this stuff seized, they won't. That's one we're particularly interested in. It's a large, private, person-to-person import from Eastern Europe. So we'd be suspicious that there may be cigarettes contained in that. It's addressed to a private individual. It's loosely packed, and it seems to be quite weighty. So it would be the same consistency as cigarettes. So we'll open up and we'll see what's inside. I would imagine that they're coffin handles. So it looks like it's a full importation of coffin handles. So it's a little bit morbid, really. Certainly not what we were hoping for, but I'm just having a quick look down through it, and There's nothing at all suspicious in here, and we wish him the best of luck in his business. And hopefully we won't be any of his customers any day soon.
In Dublin Airport, relatively new kid on the block, Robbie McCann is on duty.
It's very light, yeah? Kitchen sink in yours, is it?
We always have to be professional and polite and courteous. And my philosophy would be you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
We're just on our way over to Terminal 2. We have a flight coming in with 300 passengers on it, so we're going to bring our drug dog Scooby over to run over the passengers' hand luggage as they're getting off the plane. It's nice to get out of the channels and see a bit of the airport. My father used to bring us out to the airport when we were kids, give my mother a break for an hour or two on a Sunday, and so it's nice to be out here and getting paid to have a look at them. Well, it's a big flight and it's coming from a non-EU country. We've had good teachers in the past off it, so hopefully we get something today. No, sorry, sir.
What?
Let the dog run over your bag, please.
Ram it up here.
What? There's no need for that now.
Off. Can I go now? European Union, ram it up here.
He was trying to skip by the dog and not be searched, so I asked him to get back in line and be searched, and he came out with a few expletives, and some people are...
It's great. Thanks very much. You opened it, you close it.
It is closed.
Close it.
It is closed.
You opened it, you close it.
Yeah. Do you want to come with me for a second?
Yeah.
Do you want to read the sign? Do you want to read that sign there?
Yeah.
Just have a read of it there.
Yeah, whatever.
Thank you.
Next time, have a bit of manners and respect when you're walking through, if you don't mind.
I beg your pardon?
I said next time, have a bit of manners and respect when you're walking through, if you don't mind. And don't be telling the customs officer off when he asks you to stand over to the right. Very, very rude.
I didn't say that.
You said it to me when you came off the plane. Have you a short memory?
Listen, buddy, I'm
It's
Irish.
on camera, so it's proof there. Have a bit of manners and respect. That's all I'm saying.
Northern Irish
I don't care where you're
Protestant.
from.
Your
I don't care where you're
president
from.
told me
You want to have a bit
that
of respect,
I was
sir.
instinctively taught to hate.
You want to have a bit of respect.
I am merely fulfilling
Don't
a
start
stereotype.
that. Don't start that.
I'm merely fulfilling
Well, you're doing a good job.
stereotype. I am.
Good
I
day to
certainly
you.
am.
Good day. We caught the gentleman when he's coming through the channels here, and we were able to search his bag, and I was able to just have a quick word with him to maybe remind him to be a bit more mannerly.
Later that afternoon, Robbie and his colleague Bruce Heller are checking more flights with Scooby the drugs dog when Scooby picks up his scent.
Our drug dog Scooby ran over the passengers coming off a flight and indicated this particular gentleman. Hello, sir. Just pop your bag through the X-ray for me, please. I X-rayed his bag. To be honest, we weren't happy. Something wasn't right. So we brought him up for some further questions. No, so let's like to invite you into the room for a quick chat, if you don't mind. We'll just grab your bags there. You speak English?
No.
No, that's right. Have a seat. Can I see your passport, please, sir?
He's coming from a source country, and we believe that he may have drugs ingested, or he may have drugs attached to him.
These are your bags, sir? Okay.
The only way we can establish that this gentleman has drugs either on him, attached to him, or inside him is through interviewing. We have an ion scan machine as well, where we can take swabs from his luggage or his clothes. The swabs might come in positive for whatever narcotics that he's carrying. But the other way we can establish it is obviously by the answers that he's given. We can establish if we feel that he's lying to us, or if he's raising our suspicions, or if his story doesn't make sense. There's a lot of different ways that you can just eliminate your suspicions.
He was sitting down, hands were a little bit shaky now, but he was kind of holding his hands together. He was, I wouldn't say nervous, more just wanted to get out of there as soon as he could, hoping that he'd tell us what we wanted to hear and he could go. That didn't happen.
Can you confirm that you've taken up your position?
Ep10 is taking up position right now.
Will you confirm to me when that package has been delivered to that premises? Over.
I can indeed. I'm going to head down there now. Over.
At Shannon Airport, Dermot McGrath and the customs team have been questioning a passenger for over an hour about his income, his holiday plans, and his footwear. Now a decision must be made.
His stories at first didn't add up, but now we're talking to him. There could be a language issue there, and he is kind of. We did a few background checks. We did checks on him, and we did checks on his stories, and they all pretty much add up. So, are you happy that he's okay?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so that's fair enough. So we'll go and tell him the good news. Sorry about the delay. We apologise for delay, for keeping you.
Okay.
We apologise, okay?
Okay, but for me it's disgusting.
Yeah.
The situation.
Well, I appreciate that, but we have to do our job. We have to do it, and you know, it's.
I was one of the better tourists here in Ireland.
Yeah.
But in other years, no.
That's grand. Listen, it's
I'm
up to
sorry.
yourself. That's no problem. That's okay. He wasn't too happy about being stopped, which is understandable, but he understood that we have a job to do as well, and he was okay. You know, try and enjoy the rest. Try and enjoy the rest of your holiday.
The last time here, the last time.
No, he's not too happy at the moment, but he'll be grand, hopefully.
The border county of Monaghan presents particular control challenges to customs. Today, Deirdre Martin is on duty and dealing with an illegal importation of cigarettes.
This morning we're carrying out an operation is concerning the illegal importation of cigarettes through the postal systems. A box containing cigarettes will be delivered to a private address. We're going to hopefully try and do a controlled delivery on the cigarettes there, and hopefully they will be accepted. There's a lot of cigarettes being imported that there's no Irish tax stamps on the cigarettes, which is a big loss to the Exchequer.
In charge of the operation to catch the person in the act of receiving the illegal cigarettes is Senior Officer John Heffernan.
The package today, we believe, contains in the region of 5,000 cigarettes, which would equate to about 250 packets of 20, which at a value in the state here would be about €2,500. UC1 to 51, come in.
Go ahead, UC1.
Can you confirm that you've taken up your position?
Ep10 is taking up position right now. Just to confirm, there doesn't seem to be a vehicle at that property.
Will you confirm to me when that package has been delivered to that premises? Over.
Well, UC1 is Alpha Kilo. There's no sign of life at that premises. Over.
Can I confirm then, Alpha Kilo, that the package was not delivered when that attempt was made? Over.
That's correct. Over.
It looks like we have no other option but just to seize the package, because obviously the individual there is not going to take it. They're affecting the legitimate trade in the towns and that, you know, because the shopkeepers won't be selling the same amount of Irish cigarettes. So people get to know that these cigarettes are available, and in the current climate, naturally they're going to buy something that's cheaper. So that's why we do these type of operations.
We'll be sending a notice of seizure out to the offender, the person whose name is on the box, and we'll do a follow-up interview of him, and hopefully which will lead to a prosecution through the courts.
So I'd like to invite you into the room for a quick chat. You don't mind? We'll just grab your bags there.
Suspicions about a recently arrived passenger have resulted in the man's luggage being x-rayed. Now he's been taken to an interview room for further investigation.
I've just completed a search person on the individual, and the search person has come up negative for having any drugs or packages attached to his body. With a search person, a complete search person, it's not as extreme or as bad as, say, what you heard or what I heard growing up. It's not like that. You know, it's not like the old joke about the big rubber glove, you know, like the vet, Calvin Hepper. It's not like that.
To be honest, we weren't happy with the story he gave us or the way he was answering the questions. We called the guards in to question him some more, and in the long run, he admitted to ingesting cannabis pellets. The guards have taken him off to hospital where he'll have to pass whatever he's ingested.
Guards will have to take him down to hospital as soon as possible because of the danger obvious danger. One pellet might burst or whatever, that's a piece of swallower. And then he'll be arrested and he'll be charged later on tonight.
In this case, the swallower was taken to hospital. But there are facilities at the airport for smugglers who can't wait.
We've had people who can't hold on to what they have concealed, so they'll want to use them. Once they say they need to use the toilet, we'll bring them in here. Predominantly, we'd be using it in the case of people who have swallowed or have internally concealed drugs. So once the passenger has used the toilet, whatever they expel comes down through a filtration system and then would be expelled down into the tray at the bottom, ready to be placed in evidence bags. It's imperative that we have 2 officers present here watching the passenger at all times in case that they might try to re-swallow any of the pellets or that they might have anything else in their pockets or concealed on them. And also from their point of view to make sure that they don't take ill. They have, after all, concealed drugs inside them, so to make sure that they're safe and that their health is looked after. We'd always be very careful to preserve somebody's dignity while they have to go through this. Oftentimes it's desperation that have led them into this situation. So our officers would be very careful to make sure that it's as quick and as easy for them as possible.
Back at the parcel depot, Joe Ryan is still checking the 50,000 packages passing through here tonight.
We've been here a little over 3.5 hours. At this point, we've taken in a substantial number of tablets. We've taken about 500 to 600 litres of wine, and we're very happy with the way the night is going. As I said, it's extremely busy here, and the huge increase in online shopping has had a huge effect on work here. And I suppose from a customs point of view, it presents quite a challenge to us. There's so much more volume coming in. We're particularly interested in this package because it contains a large number of boxes of this, which is effectively estrogen. This would appear to be a commercial importation, and we'd be concerned if somebody is selling this stuff completely unregulated on the high street. And as you can see, there's quite a large number of boxes, and it's a lot of different uses, one of which is used in the bodybuilding industry. I would say a rough count about 200 boxes. That's about 1,000 tablets or so. As I said, it's very worthwhile and very satisfying seizure from a customs point of view. People order a lot of prescription medicines on the internet, I suppose because they're possibly cheaper, but to be honest, it's a dangerous procedure really, because we just don't know. They're not regulated. We don't know anything about how they're manufactured or the facilities in which they are manufactured. So we're just opening this package. It's coming in from Germany, a quantity of alcohol. So again, it's likely that somebody ordered that on one of the internet shopping sites, and because there's no duty paid on it, and the person is not obviously accompanying the goods, the product is liable to seizure. So I'm afraid we've spoiled somebody's party here, and it's slightly out of date, so maybe we're doing the person a favour.
Customs dog Ben and his handler Rebecca Jordan are also working the late shift.
Good fella. Look, check up here. That's a good boy. Good lad. There's something taking his interest all right, but not enough for him to actually give me an indication on anything in there. There's nothing there now that's actually worth further investigation. He's not shown any interest in something as a definite indication that we'd actually open something. But there are lots of hiding places and some of the stuff in there, but he's no interest. What's up here? Look, smell here. Good lad.
Ben also gives the once-over to parcels as they come out of the containers, but his nose is getting distracted.
He hasn't shown any interest from, say, drugs point of view. There seems to be enough of dog food in the containers this evening for some reason. And needless to say, he's very interested in all of that. He hasn't eaten any of it, which is good, but he's had a good smell of it.
Well, what drew my attention to this was that there may be products of an adult nature. They may or may not be prohibited, and but the package will certainly indicate that it's worthy of suspicion. It looks like it's a commercial quantity of items that they're adult items, really, I suppose. What we'll do is we'll have a quick look down through them. They're not liable to seizure, okay? So we just want to examine them to make sure there's no prohibited goods, okay? The only interest that revenue would have is to make sure they're properly VAT registered, and after that, we're happy enough to allow them to proceed. It's after 2 o'clock in the morning. We're just wrapping up here. It's been a hard night. It's been a long night. We're very happy at the end of it. It's been a very successful night for us. A good customs officer has to be able to drive every type of vehicle, including a pallet car.
She's 70 years old, and she packed everything, put it in the luggage, and make her cry like that.
At Dublin Airport, customs officers are dealing with an elderly woman from China. She has prohibited items in her luggage, which are being seized, but there's a problem as she can't speak English and is becoming distressed. The woman is so upset that customs bosses Brenda Hearn and Joe Keane have been called in to try to calm her down. And they've sent for the woman's son-in-law, who's waiting in the arrivals hall, so that he can translate.
We came 10 o'clock this morning. We knew that my mom, 70 years old, maybe have trouble here. And we're waiting outside. My wife pregnant there. She feels very sick. And I realized something happened, I knew something problem because I know my mom, she's smart.
Is there cigarettes in everything? Ask your mother if she got cigarettes in
No,
everything.
she smokes herself.
Okay.
But I smoke there.
When you're coming into Ireland from outside of Europe, you're only allowed 200 cigarettes, okay? So your mother will only be allowed 200 cigarettes today.
How many she had?
This is what she has. The rest are going to be seized off her, okay? So 200 is the amount she's allowed. The rest are going to be seized, okay? Do you understand?
I don't care, but the rest of now.
What's in this?
Yeah, if you open it, have a look. We don't know.
You don't know, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
The lady had a couple of kilos of meat products and eggs, which really would not be allowed into any EU country coming from China, not just Ireland. It wouldn't be allowed into any EU country. We're under very strict regulations. All we're doing is enforcing the law of the land, be it on the customs side or Department of Agriculture and Food regulation side.
Yes, sir. Come over this way. It's over here. No, actually. What's wrong? No. That's the pan eventually. What's wrong? What I'm going to do with that? Put it in the bin. That's not fair. I wouldn't let my mom pack it. That's waste of time, you know. She's 70 years old, you know, and she packed everything, and pack everything, put it in the luggage. There's nothing wrong, you know, just like some meats, cooked meats. What about the eggs? Bring that. That's very important for my son. There.
That's agriculture.
Where are the boxes? Just for a second. If you want the boxes, for that. The empty box.
Can't take the box that the eggs.
What can I do? I have no choice. Why not? That's unfair. I get to my solicitor, whatever. You should have treated a 70 years old, a foreign lady like this. I got everything right there. My wife and we outside.
The officers are also concerned about the value of the stone on this pendant and whether it's over the allowed value of €430.
That's a gift. That's from my mom many years ago, and keep it, put it in the box. I don't know, 10 euro and 5 euro. I don't know how much that's from my mom. Put it in the box. I gave my new baby. This stone. That's for the remembers. That's from my grandmom or something. I cannot do it. Please.
I just have to check the value of this. Okay? If you can help me by showing me a receipt.
Receipt. I don't know what's that. That's from my grandmom. And my mom put that because my wife waiting outside. She's pregnant. She gave birth next to me. That's the reason gave the gift, the remembrance for my new baby. That's the thing.
Okay, are we happy enough with all that?
How can you find the value for that? There's no value, nothing. There's value, nothing. She asked me about the value, but how can I prove the value or something? I said, okay, you can go jewelry to check the value, but the value nothing. I know that, the value nothing or something. You know, she, 行了，别哭了，OK。
When emotions are high, we have to stay calm as officers. I mean, there's no point in us getting involved in the moment emotionally. We have a job to do, but you do it if you like, by staying completely calm.
Okay, the cigarettes take over. I don't care. Everything is thrown in the bin. Everything has no explain, just a regulation. Okay, that's regular. That's the law. But the law is by the human sense. That's important. We are the human.
I appreciate now your mother has travelled a long way and she's quite upset. So please ask her to calm down before she meets your wife. She's expecting you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just get her to calm down. Okay. Just relax. The jewellery in question, officer just queried the value and was satisfied at the end of it that the value was lower than the €430 allowed as per her duty-free allowance. So she's given it back to her.
Thank you, Joe. Right, thank you.
Thanks.
Shannon Airport sees its fair share of sports fans, business people and tourists, but there are also those who travel on religious pilgrimage. Today, Dermot's meeting a plane load of the spiritually cleansed.
How are you getting on?
No.
This flight is from Lourdes. Generally speaking, no problems at all with these flights. A lot of pilgrims, people going out to pray for the 3 or 4 or 5 days. They come back then, and they're quite jolly affairs. People are very happy coming in. They always seem to be happy coming back. And it's good to see it. There would be low-risk passengers, but any flight that lands has got the potential to hide a high-risk passenger. Anybody could hop on a flight. I mean, wouldn't it be the perfect cover? The people we deal with are sneaky by nature. The drug couriers and all that. They'll do anything they can to outwit our efforts to stop them. We have to look at the potential. Every single plane that lands out there has got potential, and that's the way we have to look at it. Every flight has an element of risk, we'll say. How are you going, Ewell? Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hello, good evening.
On the lower flights, back in the day when there was actually restrictions coming from the EU with alcohol, people used to put vodka into the holy water bottles. So them days you used to have a little sniff of the holy water, and normally it was holy water, but sometimes you got a pleasant surprise. They used to be coming in with gallon things of it, big, yeah. There's always a lot of holy water coming back on these flights. I mean, they'll be going again next year, so they'll probably bring back whatever they need for a year or whatever. Oh, it's all water, yeah, you know about the bubbles. Happy people, always happy coming back off those flights, so I think we should all do the pilgrimage. You missing a bag?
No, the water, I said someone took ours instead. There was one left.
It was water,
It's only
well, it
holy
wasn't
water.
vodka, no?
Oh, no. Wouldn't we be lucky if it was, wouldn't we?
All right, take care.
Over the last 16 months, 9 drug swallowers have been identified at Dublin Airport. Today, the teams just had an update on the passenger who admitted to swallowing drugs earlier in the week.
This is what the swallower that was intercepted here 2 days ago passed. As you can see, it's quite a, I suppose dare I call it, a messy operation. What we have here is probably cannabis pellets, not exactly the most professional job, wrapped in cling film, good enough for the pellets to be retained internally without causing damage to the swallower. Certainly here, if that was cocaine or heroin and it leaked into the system, I would imagine that the swallower wouldn't be with us now. At the minute, we're getting a lot of cannabis swallowers, I suppose, which indicates probably the value of the product on the streets in Dublin, and maybe as well the scarcity of the product. You can see that it is a very, very messy operation, and even for those of us involved in the trade a long time, dealing with swallowers is it's not the friendliest of operations, so. It really is a serious health risk, and indeed, I suppose, if you look at that, it's probably a health risk to the people that might be intent on smoking this as well. If you take a good look at those, maybe you wouldn't be so fast to smoke a joint from one of these bags if the product was on the street, if you knew where it came from. So.
This Friday, the tide is turning, and for fugitives Liz and Red, it's time to take a stand as the brand new season of The Blacklist continues on Sky Living, Friday at 9.